Ladies and gentlemen, why, oh, why are you struggling as a trader in this environment? And before you think this is going to be turned into one of those, oh, well, you should have been following me video, I'm not going to say that to you. I'm just going to make you think. As always, I'm not going to shove my feelings or ideas down your throat and tell you to like them. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to present to you some information, and you could come out with your own conclusion. You could disagree with me, you could agree with me. Either way is fine as long as you allow me to try to help you. I know this is we're a day before April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's Day joke video. You have my word. Thank you for reading the disclaimer, and welcome to the Newsbeat show. Um, so many people, they dream the life of independence as a trader. They dream of sort of being their own boss. And some traders, they have nice streaks and then they run into a lot of trouble. And then they have nice streaks and they run into a lot of trouble. And I was looking across the internet and I'm just, I was wherever I was, good places to get good reading done, like the toilet, in your bed at night. Typical places where you'll find me reading something. And I'm reading it, the stuff that people say on the internet, and it's just all a lie. And I'll explain that. So the number, I'm going to go through some reasons why traders are failing. The number is extremely high. My estimate is it's about 98%. There was a study, I believe, that confirmed that number, but it is a matter of opinion. Even if there was a study, it always changes based on the environment. Why are traders failing? Well, if you wanted to be a doctor and make, a few hundred thousand every year, you have to go through a lot of steps. You had to go through 4 years of college, then 4 years of med school, or 8 years of med school, something ridiculous. And during those years, there are numerous tests that judge you and make sure that you're able to handle the job with whatever you're going through. And once you finish all of that, you got to get licensed in the board of each state if you're a doctor here in America. And once you have your license, then you got to go ahead and join a hospital, which means you have to get past that sort of level. And once you're in, you got to bust your ass for years and years and years to make partner or get to the point where you can open up your own private practice. And the end result is that after, you know, 10 year, 8 to 10 years of going to school and 6, 7, 8 years of busting your ass for someone else, only then will you consistently be able to make whatever your 3, 4, 500,000. Maybe you're a specialized doctor, maybe even making 6, 700,000, but you gave a large part of your life. The problem is with trading is most people think that you need some form of special pre-qualification to be a trader. People think there has to be some special thing that helps you day trade. Now, if 98% of traders fail, what kind of education could they be taking? I do not believe 98% of people who go to med school fail. I do not believe 98% of people who go to law school fail. I do not believe that 98% of people go to engineering school, beauty school, you name it school, a trade school. I don't believe they have a failure rate that is even remotely close to the failure rate of traders. So it's considered a very specialized industry. It's considered a very, very specialized industry where you have to have some brilliant knowledge. But really, that's a lie. The truth is, the number one reason, and I'm going to give you more reasons, but uh, the number one reason I feel that traders fail, and there will be more reasons I give, is that they think that it has to be hard. They think that trading has to be hard. Trading does not have to be hard. Anyone who says that oh, traders are failing because they think it's easy. I mean, you could come back to me and say, well, Mark, that's a matter of opinion. That's a matter of opinion. And I'll come to you and I'll say, well, when I ask my room if they're finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays, why did 3 out of 4 people say yes? And by the way, this is a poll that nobody in the industry would dare run in their room because they would find it embarrassing for themselves. Gurus don't Gurus do not like to look the truth in the eyes. This industry is designed to make you pay up front at the door and with a quick exit. It's almost like you're going inside a nightclub. You ever go in one of those nightclubs and you go to the bouncer and if you didn't ask the bouncer the question, yo, is it packed in there? Is it full in there? Because all you do is you hear music, the doors are closed, you hear it in the background, and then you see some roided, jacked up monster at the door. Yo, you got ID? And what happens after you give the guy ID and you go through the door? What's the next step there? What's the next step? You have to pay money. There's a cashier, usually a pretty young girl who's a cashier, coincidentally. Some big roided out dude. You go inside. There's a pretty young girl taking your money. Big dude checking to make sure you're allowed in. Smiling sweet girl. Have a great time. Let me stamp your hand with some toxic stamp that's going to absorb into your liver, but don't worry, you'll detox it eventually. That's what a nightclub is. And then after you pay the lovely woman, you get to go in and then you get to see what's actually in there. And if it sucks, if there's not a lot of people, maybe you get a drink at the bar and then you leave, but they tagged you at the door. That is the key. They tagged you at the door. Our industry is designed in the same exact way, where we need to tag you at the door because once you actually try out what we have to offer, you'll eventually see through all our bullshit and you won't want anything to do with us. Imagine these nightclubs were like, okay, you could come in, but if you stay for over an hour, we'll charge you. And if not, just go ahead and leave. We won't charge you at the door. Do you think those businesses would work? There's this common misconception that trading has to be difficult. In fact, I proved it by just showing people simple strategies that work. I shared two strategies that worked beautifully on all these names that you could trade. The last strategy I showed you was what, a couple days ago? The 2-minute strategy, the green takes red. It's so effective. It makes people money easily. In fact, traders who are struggling in this environment wrote me emails. This came in 3 hours ago. I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and I'm just going to copy and paste it. He said, wanted to give you a shout out for the awesome broadcast today. You helped many of us focus on what's working and kept us out of trouble. Great focus on the 2-minute strategy during the best hours to trade. Calling out front run levels, calling out when you exit. You helped me and I'm sure many others greatly today. Happy March is over and looking forward to a great April. Many thanks. Not only that, just recently before that, I get another email. I'm just showing it to you. And this is a trader who's been having a lot of trouble recently. Mark, I wanted to thank you for your guidance. It has helped me so much. I'm on Fidelity, and I wanted to point out that I use options if the fills are good on the name. What I have noticed is that I'm getting amazing fills on these names so much. Contains da 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 da. I am focusing on this point because this was a key piece to my edge. I cannot tell you what a great feeling it is when the worst case is a tiny loss or break even. This is the path to true confidence. I will say that on shares. I never get fills like this on any name. Lastly, I'm really watching everything you do on this green takes red strategy. I see you skip many reds and then just jump in and take a seemingly random red bar, which magically works on a particular stock. I just don't see what you are using to distinguish this. I would love any additional color you could provide, which will show which red bars stand out to you and what tells you which names to take these on. Thank you. Okay, so I'm proving to you that you don't need to make things complex. I have more random people who are not part of my room and join later who are just literally emailing me out saying, "Mark, I'm not going to, sift through my emails now, but they're literally saying, "Wow, Mark, that's all I had to do to make money." If you make trading complex, you're going to have a hard time. If you make trading complex, what if I told you basketball analogy that all you have to do is shoot right underneath the hoop and get it in to make money, as opposed to trying complex three-point shots, dribbling between your legs, turning around, jumping backwards and shooting? What if I told you you didn't have to do all those things to score a bucket? What if I told you you could just do easy layups every time? You would say that's amazing. So that is one of the reasons why you're failing. Whatever you're doing is too complex for you to handle. And I'm not saying that in a degrading way. I'm saying that in you're like 99.99999% of humans. I find it funny when people are like, "Oh, that trader's like a robot. He's a machine. He's like that." And I'm like, "Who the fuck would want to follow him?" That's like my first thought. Like I'm a human being. Like it's like look at Superman. He's shooting a laser beam. He could catch a falling school bus full of kids. Do you want to catch a falling school bus full of kids? I don't. So why would you try to compare me to somebody who I have no means of ever becoming? What if I told you these little stupid 2-minute strategies are key? What if I told you there was a better edge out there than everything you're using? Don't Not convinced yet? I'll show you. Don't worry. I'm not going to pitch you and tell you that, oh, there's links in the description to join the room. Don't join the room. I don't care. I just want to help you and enlighten you. So, we had a news call out today from somebody in our room, and you will quickly learn who he is. How valuable would it be for you if you saw so this is Microsoft, little known company, like the little scammy pump and dump bullshit names and, like those types of names, the little names that nobody looks at. What if I told you that Microsoft went from $235 to $239.10 in 5 minutes? Would you believe me if I told you that? What if I told you those options went up thousands and thousands of percent in value? So, yes, with like to give you just an accurate generalization, like if you bet $1,000 worth of calls, they would have to expire worthless the next day to hold it for you to lose that $1,000. If you bought like $1,000 worth of calls at that level, I mean, you could have made easily what 15, 20 grand. I'm talking like optimistically, you held it to the top. Realistically, would have triple, quadruple, quintupled your money, in my opinion, but who knows? I mean, anything could happen, right? I'm not going to say what you could do. What if you could have caught that right over here? What if Kelly's saying right now in chat, he caught 3 2-minute bars, he made $28,000. $28,000 on this Microsoft play in minutes. In minutes. Now, I'm not coming to you with fabricated bullshit. I'm just trying to show you what an edge looks like and that maybe, just maybe, all the education you've taken and whatever, maybe, I hate to tell you, you're not going to like me for saying this. Not only was it likely all for nothing, but it might have devastated your ability to grow from this point on. Because if you're unable to absorb and understand what I'm showing you right now, you're in trouble, brother. I want to help you. That's why I'm trying to show you these things. Yes, I wouldn't be able to. This is called in a real time basis inside the Newsbeat live room. I'm not going to be able to come to you and, do a show at night and say, hey, by the way, look what happened. Like, this is, I can't predict these things happening the day before, but that's what a true edge looks like. Simple strategies that you could exploit. That's what a true edge looks like. Because the next reason why traders fail goes into the first reason. It's called analysis paralysis. And after you've blown up enough accounts, you're going to realize that maybe you approach trading incorrectly. Maybe you sat there taking all the courses, reading all the books, because that's what Wall Street lied to you about. That's the lie that Wall Street told you that you needed to do. Fucking bullshit artist across the board came to you and told you that that's what you need to do to get to the next level. And you came out, you came out with the best of intentions. You came out with the absolute best of intentions. You were like, shit, man, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to learn this. 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 I need to trade this. I need to trade this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because that's the right way to do it. Heck, some of these stupid education firms, they actually give you a degree like you've accomplished. So we'll give you a certification of completion, a certification of a graduate's a degree from our completed certificate course, our certification course. We certified you. Wow. You have a certificate? How much are you charging me for this course? Damn, it's worth it now. Now, after I spend all my mommies and daddies or, all my savings, I'll really have an easy time explaining to my girlfriend, wife, family of why I spent all this money because I got a certification. Now I'm certified to lose money. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'll tell you what's bullshit. I'll tell you what's bullshit. It's that 98% of traders fail. That's the bullshit. Nothing else is bullshit. That's the bullshit. That's what nobody likes to discuss. That's what everybody wants to keep secret. You'd rather have me smile and show you names I like? Maybe you would. It's not what I'm doing here today. You notice your RSI is oversold. You notice that your Fibonacci projects a future bounce. You notice all the candlesticks lined up. You notice the volume. You're looking at what you're doing all these things, but you still can't get to that next level. Why? And the next thing is a lot of traders, as a result, go around in circles. One of the top, you want to know what one of the top Google searches are? Want to know one of the top Google searches are? Trading strategies. Traders are so fascinated by trading strategies, they're thinking it's the holy grail out there. Anyone can show you a trading strategy. Are you able to apply it logically in an environment, in the current environment, to make you money? The problem is that most strategies that you could do not work in the current environment. They might work a month from now. They might work a year from now. They're not working now. That's why it's so important to have one. And now that we're talking about it, can I ask you a real question, you guys watching still? Let me ask you a real question. How many of you right now, how many of you right now, and you know what, I'll ask the question to the room. and whether you're making money on it or losing money on it, I'm not asking you how you did today or yesterday or the week or the month or the year. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask you a simple question. How many of you feel it's it's an opinion. I can't say 100% yes or no. How many of you feel right now that you have one strategy that you're confident in the current environment? One. Just one. Just one. I'm asking you, I am literally asking you, how many of you, it's your opinion. I'm not, maybe you're having a hard week, maybe you're having an amazing week. I'm not judging you on either of those. How many of you feel that you have one? Maybe it's more. I'm not saying it could be more, and you can answer yes to the question. But at least one strategy that you're confident in the current environment, like tomorrow. Like tomorrow, you're going to come in and you're like, I'm going to just bang this shit out and I'm going to make money. How many of you feel that way right now? Right now. Right now. Here. This is the Newsbeat live room in real time. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's funny. Some of you are probably looking at this and you're probably thinking to yourself like, "Oh my God, that's amazing, Mark. You must be super proud of that, Mark." I'm not. I'm thinking to myself, "Holy shit, how are 20% of people not having one strategy they're confident in? What am I doing wrong?" That's how I feel. In 90, and this is, I would say March was one of, would you guys agree with me that March was one of the hardest? Yes, I made a lot of money in March. Not as much as January or February or December or November or October. Do you feel that this was a difficult month? So I am asking the traders in my room in what we interpret to be one of the most difficult months now. Do you understand that I'm not sitting here cherry picking things? 23% so far. Get in your last votes. It's still filling up. Get in your last votes. We're the largest room here in T3, so if you think, well, how many people would minimum need to vote for 77 and 23? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You get the picture. Get in your last votes. Okay? I'm gonna end the voting here. Okay? You get the picture. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 people are confident that they have a strategy in the current environment. 3 out of 4 are confident. Okay? 3 out of 4 are confident. So what does that tell me as a guru? That I have to reach out to these people who said no and figure out why they don't feel that way. Because if they don't feel they have one strategy that works, they're running into this market blind with zero confidence. How about that? You want to tell me that's bullshit? You want to tell me that that is bullshit? You want to tell me that that's bullshit? It's not bullshit. It's real talk. It's real talk. These are the reason why people fail. These are the reason why people fail. Now I could start micro slicing it and start saying, "Oh, you don't have stop, you don't have proper exits, you never exit losing trades, you do this, you do that, your losses are much bigger than your winners." I could go through that all day, but that's not what I'm here to do. If you don't realize by now, there are 2 Newsbeat shows that I did publicly that literally show you easy to do strategies that can help garner your confidence. Seriously. Do I think it would be helpful for you to be in this service and watch them done in real time? Do I think it's helpful for you to be in a service in which you're getting Microsoft, you'd laugh if you knew how much money I made on that trade. Do you find that important? This is a 1 minute bar. Microsoft went from 234.47 to 239.10 in 5 minutes. I wasn't giving it to you at the bottom of the bar, but 235-ish right there on this first 1 minute bar is where you would have gotten it insider service today. Do you think that's important? Do you think it's important to actually have a strategy you're confident in? What do you think if every other trading service here on Wall Street actually asked their service that question? What do you think they would answer? I'll stand up here. If I asked that question 7 years ago, I I would bet anything that at least the numbers would be like inverse. 75 to 80% would say no. 20 to 25% would say yes, I have a confident strategy. There, I put it on me. Why is that important? Because if you do not have one strategy you're confident in, you are toast, brother. You are toast, brother. You are toast, brother. And in all fairness, it's easy to ask questions during the good times. I'm asking that question of our traders in what I perceive to be I would make an argument that this was the hardest month I have seen. And how long would you say? In like 2 years? A year? Year and a half? The hardest month. You want to know the sad part about it? What breaks my heart? Not everyone survives it. Not everybody survives the storm, and you could just see it in my expression on my face. It kills me because there are people who had the ability to be extremely good traders, do good for society, do good for charities, do good for their family, and they're not going to have an opportunity because this month of March happened. But don't worry, I have to learn from the other gurus as well because when it comes to just retention rate, 95% of their members leave every year. So maybe I just need to get a thicker skin like every other guru in the industry and just say it's part of the business. I can only help you to the extent that you allow me to. If you are not watching my videos, if you're not learning the free education that I give you to evolve in this environment, well, what can I do? I'm not going to send a courier pigeon to your door. I'm not going to write you one of those letters that you got on a TV show in the 30s or 40s. Oh, a letter. Let me see what it is. Let me read it. And then when they read the letter, you hear the voice of the person writing it as opposed to like a woman opens a letter and it's like, "My dearest Abby, it has been 3 weeks now since we have had decent rations. I am still in the hole thinking of you. How is Pops? And how is our dearest Sally? I think of you during these starry nights. My dearest and deepest love, I only hope that our paths shall cross very soon. Love always." I don't know, somebody's name. But the point is, the point is, tough times will always happen. What is somebody doing for you to help pull you out of it? What is somebody doing for you to help pull you out of that tough time? And then the times will change again. And then what are they going to do? All the education you learn, the market is constantly evolving. You'll say, of course I knew that. Why do you think your strategies don't need to evolve? Why do you think that you could do the same thing over and over and keep printing money every single day for the rest of your life? Are you really that delusional? Or are you just simply gullible because somebody who is supposedly trustworthy either implied that or said that to you? And it's not your fault. I get that, but it's your responsibility. If somebody takes advantage of your good nature to pitch you to do something and you fall for it, it's not because you're a bad person. But my question for you is, you know how they say, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? How many times do you have to be fooled by it? So I got a good one for you Newsbeat Live members. I got a good one. For everybody who said that they don't have a confident strategy coming into tomorrow, that they don't have one strategy they're confident from, write me an email. Explain to me your mindset, explain to me your life scenario, explain to me what you're going through, and I will be able to generalize in front of our room, and I will address every single thing that you said anonymously. How's that? Okay. So March is over. My email is mark@t3live.com. Type it in the room. That is my email. What can I do to help you? What can I do to help you? You know, I think one of the key things that some people don't understand is there's certain things you do in life where people will always give you a different answer, whether even if they're doing the same job. You can ask, and it's a very famous thing. You ask two doctors, why are you a doctor? And one will say, it's a great job. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. I became a doctor. I have a good lifestyle and I have a great job. Very fair, respectable answer, right? Then you ask somebody else why they want to be a doctor, and you know what they tell you? I have a burning desire to help people. I am constantly improving the knowledge I have. I'm going everything down the medical field, the naturopath field. I'm combining them together. I'm learning all the information there's in the world, which I can absorb so I can do the best by the person I'm trying to help. Then you have a doctor who answers you like that. Think about that. The problem is, you ask gurus why they like doing their job, most of them will tell you because I love trading. And some of them might say, oh, I love helping people too. But the problem is they don't go that extra mile. They don't go the extra mile. What are you doing to help people? Well, I have a course they could take. Well, what if your strategies don't resonate with them? Everybody is different. I pride myself on trying to help people connect with strategies in which they can actually execute well. I will freely admit that my strategies have to change with the market because the market evolves, my strategies have to evolve. I will freely admit that there are strategies that I could go back to that work in these environments. I know this to be my fact. I know this to be my truth. And I realize that people are able to make it their truth as well. The truth is, you need a strategy that works for you. It doesn't matter what he does or she does or what I do or what he does or what it does. For a lot of people, March was a very tough month. I really pray and hope you survive. Just keep in mind that what you do doesn't need to be difficult. Try to simplify things before making them complex. I find it funny when traders are struggling and they try to just take on more complexities. Try to simplify things. You'd be surprised that the easy money is actually the intelligent money and the money that you want to go after. Low hanging fruit beats diving headfirst into the bush. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast.